Yeah, I did when
We begin on the way back up to Albrook Sanatorium, the abandoned building standing on the headland just outside of Brighton. Our 4 investigators, I would assume that you are travelling together. You won't, as not everyone will fit into Pendergast's car.
We've probably got another car again. I'm not sure. I don't think we'd bother hiring a driver. We probably just hired a car.
Yeah, so you've got a car between you as you head up out of Brighton towards the sanatorium. You have a moment, the 4 of you alone, before you arrive back at the building. If there's anything you wish to discuss before you arrive, before you return to the building. I think I should have written down what time of day it was. I believe it's sort of late morning by this point. We've had a very slow morning doing work.
Yeah, Pendergast and Miss Ward headed up there early because they wanted to get away from being poisoned again.
Right. Didn't they have breakfast at a different place?
So yeah, you would be travelling alone, heading up there. And it's a blustery cold day, the wind whipping in off the channel. And I believe most cars, I don't know if your car has a roof. I don't know what model of car we're looking at here. I don't know my 1920s British car makes at all. But as you head your way up to Albrook, you have a moment alone if there's anything you want to discuss.
Excellent. How's your head?
Oh, about that good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you've been kind of out of commission for a little bit.
I just keep thinking about. You ever think so hard you get a headache?
No.
Of course.
No.
Yeah. No. Of course not. It's you. It's. Oh my God. I just kept thinking about time travel and all of that. I just kind of wore myself out. How was dinner?
Well, it could have been a little better.
A meal to die for.
Exactly. Yes.
I'd call it upsetting.
All right. Given that you all just bombarded me with a bunch of unfunny jokes, I'm going to take that as a sign that something bad happened. Do tell.
I think somebody tried to poison us.
Oh well, she didn't try. She did.
I mean, yeah.
Eleanor's not that bad of a cook. Okay, she's a nice young lady. I mean, ingredients go bad.
Well, our problem was that we were sitting at the same table as Pendergast.
He smelled that bad?
No, she associates us with him, and so we got she tried to poison him primarily. There's bad blood there because apparently he has been coming down here for a very long time, doing horrible things to her other family members.
Why?
It could be how how he stays alive. He's been alive for a long time and he hasn't aged.
And yeah, it's their bloodline that rejuvenates him specifically, or does he just hate them, or?
Who knows?
Well, they do have. Well, they have some irregularities in their lineage. Have you ever heard of a Selkie?
The fit. Oh.
Yeah, they seem to somehow tied him with that.
Well, she doesn't seem dangerous. So
she doesn't. No.
So I don't think that. I mean, she did try to kill us, but I mean, we were hanging out with a vile warlock. So I mean,
the thing is, at least we know now poison might not be the best way to get him. Should we wish?
Right.
Well, yeah, bullets. If you shoot something enough, it will die.
Exactly.
No,
I know that. I'm a police officer.
I mean, if you shoot a mountain, it's not going to die.
Also,
and besides, he may have been building immunity by getting shot by small bullets, so that you build immunity.
The thing as well is, if you remember, James had said Miss Ward's innocent, but I'm not entirely sure of that. But
no, I don't think she is.
No. Dr. Pendergast had mentioned something about her ability with manipulating memories and wiping memories. He said something along the lines, we've all got our talents. But the question is, what is his talent? Unless his ability is to manipulate people somehow, she can maybe change memories.
Well, he has
people.
The blood. It has to do something with it. Now, granted,
Blood magic.
Yeah, that would be. I'm a worst case scenario person. Look, this is all I'm saying is, I'm sure there's a way we can protect Eleanor. Her, I don't care
Oh,
that
they don't need to
she's.
know anything about her, so
Yeah, and then we can probably kill old Penderfuck, and then after that, we can use the time machine and have infinite energy and accomplish like think about going back in time and punching people who need to be punched.
and then going back and doing it again and keep doing it.
Oh no, I wouldn't leave, and then you just keep
But,
you're adding an extra step.
Wouldn't that mean you die of old age before you have punched everybody?
I mean, with that attitude, maybe. Come on.
But if you had Pendergast's ability to stay young forever, then you'd have plenty of time.
Well, I don't want to eat people or
well,
whatever it is
sometimes-
that he does.
it's something about ripping people's hearts out. I don't know.
Yeah. We didn't get a lot of detail.
He's eating the heart. It's the worst case scenario. He's eating the heart.
There was something else you may have missed. That author you spoke with, Collingwood,
Uh-huh.
he's on his way here. Apparently, he's bringing some books to do with more information about what's going on. But it seems some of his books, his fictional books, seem to have ties in with truth. So I'm probably going to have to talk to him to see if I can actually get some answers.
Okay.
He slips bits and pieces of what actually happened into his books as plot points.
Well, I mean,
I
it
get
makes
some answers
sense.
there.
Huh.
Mr. Hargreaves, you mentioned your dream of Miss Ward. What was happened in that exactly? Because it was a bit strange. We knew it was at Albrook, but you didn't say what else.
Well, the nature of dreams, it feels like it was like 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, I do kind of forget exactly what we saw in that.
I think you mentioned it as like a weird cult magic-y thing going on, a ritual. Or
Yeah, it sounded
You
like she
saw
was
her standing on the roof and
Right.
calling upon something or someone with a long list of names.
Yes.
Oh God. Okay.
The thing is, it could be without Pendergast's influence. Maybe she'll correct herself somehow. It could be he's manipulating her, but he's the main threat, as far as I can tell. And we have people. Well, someone has told us that he has been killing people. Well, as far as we know, Miss Ward hasn't harmed anyone other than a memory tampering. And it's a bit strange matter about that servant of hers.
Yeah, the guy who speaks in grunts,
Yeah.
mostly.
So we'll have to see. But Pendergast's the main problem, but we'll have to play by ear and see what's going on. I mean, time travel could be useful, but I'm not too interested in that. It seems strange. The infinite energy could be useful. I'm just worried about the time travel, the consequences of it.
Yeah, we need to separate that from each other, from another somehow.
Right.
The whole him being a murderer and like an immortal being, something. That's just the word of that one mate, though.
That's true as well, but we have given the impression he's much older than he appears. And I did actually ask him who he really was, and he didn't like that question for some reason.
I mean, it's not really an easy question to answer now, is it?
Well, it is. He could have just told me his real name.
I mean, he could have just said that the name he has is his real name.
But the other thing is, he might not be, from what we've seen, he might not be entirely human. It could be something else occupying his body. As far as we know, that could be the case. I mean, there's a lot of strange things we've seen recently and heard recently, so I'm not counting out anything as being impossible.
Yeah, and Basil, like that last case we had at the theater, I mean, we saw some really strange stuff going on.
Yeah. None of it made sense. Well, the only thing that made sense was like the craziest thing was the only thing that made sense.
But I think it's going to be make it up as they go along and see what fits. What seems the best course of action.
Okay. So the car draws up outside the front of Elbrook, crunching in the weed-strewn gravel through that now familiar arched entrance with the rusted word Elbrook spelt out above. Ahead of you, you see the slightly decaying brick building of the sanatorium itself, and the truck and the other car are both pulled up outside like the vehicles from the other day. And as you head in, you see everything as much as you left. The building is quiet. There's no sign of the two sort of labourers that were there the other day just to carry stuff down to the basement. You can hear the drip of water somewhere in the building and the rattle as the wind blows through the shutters and, in some cases, broken windows whistling into the building. You can also hear faintly the sound of voices seem to be coming from downstairs in the direction of the basement and the entrance down into the cave.
Oh, if they're already down there, we should probably go check up on them.
Okay.
I'm just gonna park and then let's go down there.
Okay. You descend the stairs down into the basement of the sanatorium, beyond that into this stone cave beneath, this large open space. It's got sort of a ledge running around one side at the top. Down below, there's sort of an entrance out into the sea and the shore, and in the centre of the room, this pool of water that now has some pipes running into it to sort of get water for cooling and moving the turbines of this machine that's built up beside it. You can see the machine itself is pretty much as you remember last seeing it. There's some parts of it have been disassembled and are being laid out, and you can see Pavel down on his hands and knees seems to be cleaning some of the cogs and wheels with a small cloth, muttering away to himself in Swedish. You don't understand what he's saying, but it does not sound very kind or complimentary.
It's probably cheese. It's probably Swedish for cheese.
Mm.
And you can see this sort of plans and things laid out on the table. Dave, Miss Ward's assistant, is standing back watching over things as Miss Ward and Dr. Pendergast are hunched together over the table in conversation with each other. You can hear Miss Ward talking as you enter.
Can we overhear what she's saying as we're coming down?
Yeah, give me a listen roll, please. You and anyone else who wants to listen in can give me one as well if they would like. So, Nigel, as you descend, you can hear what Miss Ward is saying. Look, we won't open a gate through time with science alone. No matter how much of a genius this man is, and his assistant too, all they achieved alone was ripping a hole in space. We need to control this. And to control this, we need knowledge. When Colin was up with the books, that should help. I think there's something I read somewhere. But where time is concerned, we must take into account the key and the gate. We have the means to make the gate, but we need the key. Something to focus, to not just send us to flickers and wild impressions. It's not power we're lacking here, it's knowledge. Oh, gentlemen.
Oh, hello.
Glad you could join us once more.
Are you feeling better today?
Still somewhat awful. How about yourself?
Much the same.
Mr. Bloomsworth, you avoided a rather terrible dinner last night.
Oh, well, am happy for myself, but sorry for all of you. Was the cooking that bad?
The wine. Quite bad.
Oh. Oof.
We had just about finished repairing the damage that was done to the machine yesterday. And she gives a very pointed look in your direction. So, we're about ready to, implement some improvements that we've been thinking through. Avery, would you be able to give us a hand with this? And
Sure.
yes, I'm sure. Pavel, yes. Avery, you kind of stuff a bundle of papers in your hand. You know what you're doing.
Sure.
Right, do that. You can.
I'm gonna look around for like a desk.
You gotta sweep some papers off the side of it. There.
Okay.
Go down on that. If you can't read anyone's handwriting, just give me a shout.
As usual.
Bits should be in that desk up there. This was any of the rest of you were handy.
Can hold something for you if you like.
Yes, hold that.
Okay.
Academic.
He hands you a spanner. Just give it to me if I shout. Like, just hold the spanners. I'll
It is.
That works.
Yeah.
It is rather amazing how technology can do this. I don't understand what these runes here mean. What these markings are here. They don't seem to make sense to me, but I have seen them somewhere else before.
That is less science and more. We should probably speak softly so as not to upset the good engineer over there.
Oh.
Let's call it magic. Although,
Yeah.
where's the line of where science and magic crosses is...
So we're combining both.
Yes.
It's very similar to the stuff that the Golden Dawn deal with.
Don't talk to us. Golden Dawn. Bunch of posers.
Well, I've heard of them, but I don't know of them.
No, half the stuff they come out with, complete and utter nonsense.
The concern I'd have is about the other half.
The other half is just misused and I think they know it all. He's just upset because the Golden Dawn wouldn't let him join.
The strange. I've heard of the Golden Dawn, but it tends to be invitation only, and I'm really strange about that. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the gentlemen I know in the various societies in London are members of the Golden Dawn, but I don't know who. But I haven't been invited.
Well,
I don't think I'll be invited to do that. I don't match.
Invitation's not worth the paper it's printed on.
No, it's I don't believe I match their criteria of membership either way. Although I have expanded my library somewhat, or at least I will when I return to London. I think I'll be probably invested in some books. D'Angelo Williams is a name I'd heard might be interesting as an author too.
Oh, he writes some excellent books. If you want a good study on occult, here's the books you want.
Yeah, definitely. I'll pick up some of his. Well, actually, to be fair, I'll just buy his entire.
He was an associate of the society prior to his unfortunate demise.
Makes his books even more interesting now.
Nigel and Basil, you would have both heard of D'Angelo Williams.
Yes.
One of the named casualties of the fire at the theatre.
I believe that name was he the one that they found the ashes of?
They never really found him.
They found him
He was known
the
to have been in the
place.
theatre at the time, but his body was never found. So it was only he's presumed dead, but it was never 100% confirmed because they never found a body.
I believe he got swept up in a dustbin. I think they found the body. They just didn't know they were finding the body. And I say that as I look at Nigel.
Yeah.
That is a great writer.
Maybe, maybe not.
I mean, maybe
People
into
disappear
tentacles.
in strange ways sometimes.
Just
Very true, but yeah, I'm not mechanically minded, but I have a broad range of academic interests, everything from archaeology, anthropology,
Spanner!
Yep.
and physics. I seem to have an knack for physics, weirdly enough. But
Okay, have it back.
yeah, everything interests me at the moment. I just like studying everything.
well, when you're
Yes.
rich and you have all the time in the world, you can.
Well, it gives me a better insight on business opportunities if I understand
Yes.
the science involved.
Makes sense.
So, as you set to work, Avery, would you mind giving me a roll with your, I guess, mechanical repair?
Sure.
Which also doubles up as mechanical build and mechanical break.
Mechanical everything.
Just,
Nice.
Nice roll.
yeah, no. Very nice. You seem to be set to work, following the instructions that Pavel gave you. As Martin sort of talks about various topics, and everyone else
Just waffle.
occasionally Pavel just clicks his fingers and waves his hand for the spanner. Nigel seems to be just. At about half an hour in, you get promoted to holding two different spanners, big spanner and little spanner.
Oh, I've been promoted. All right.
Big spanner.
Okay.
Pendergast is sort of pacing back and forth at the end of the cave, sort of on the seaward side, as Miss Ward is hunched over the plans. Basil and Martin, are you up to anything in particular as time winds by?
I would be fascinated with all of this, and I'd probably just be watching them work on the machine and try to piece together. I don't know if there'd be a role that I'd be making. I'd be stopping myself from asking a million questions, though.
Yeah, if you do ask a million questions, Pavel will answer them very fast and don't quite follow everything he's saying.
Okay. Can I do a spot hidden check? I'm looking for something, like all of it's cool, but I'm looking for like the coolest thing, the coolest contraption, the coolest doohickey, just something. I'm taking in everything, you know?
Yeah, this would be a spot hidden. It'd be harder to spot hidden, or some sort of engineering or like mechanical role.
Ooh, nope. It'd be spot. We'll
Alright.
go with spot hidden if that's okay. Success.
All of it looks interesting. Nothing leaps out, especially
Okay.
to your eyes. About sort of an hour or so after you'd arrived at Albert, you hear the clatter of feet on the stairs up above. And, well, you actually hear, you probably hear someone calling out from Lucy? I mean, Miss Ward? Herbert?
Does it sound like Collingwood?
It sounds very much like Collingwood's voice. Where are you? I saw a car outside. Hello?
I can go and meet him, help him bring the books in. I'm guessing you probably want them in that study you've set up, or
Yeah, get him to take the books upstairs.
just take him into that
Thank
office
you.
area. I'll go and help. I'm not sure if anyone else wishes to join me with it.
Well, in between spanner requests, I'm going to be trying to keep an eye on Pendergast, because I noticed that he's pacing back and forth.
Yeah, I was going to talk to him, but I'll help Collingwood.
Okay. Can I do a psychology roll just to see if I can gather any kind of information about?
Yes, you can. So Martin's heading upstairs to get Collingwood. Is everyone else staying downstairs?
Yeah, I would probably ask Miss Ward about the non-scientific bits of that plan that I'm working on.
Okay, we'll get a moment. And Basil?
I kind of have a love-hate relationship with Collingwood, so I'm not really trying to
There's
embrace
love in
him.
that?
It's like it was a slight, because he's kind of like lovably useless, at least by my estimation. But I'm not like dying to see him. I would be more interested, like, I'll probably be like, okay, let me look out to make sure I don't hear him fall, because if he falls, I'm gonna have to go help him, type of thing.
Yeah. Nigel, it's hard to get a read on Pendergast. He's pacing, if you want to take that as a fail.
Yeah.
Like, he's pacing.
Oh, wait. Is it? Oh, I only have to spend, can't really read.
4.
4, that would
4.
be.
Well, since my luck roll at the last thing was good, I'll take that.
He seems tense. He's definitely, like, he is still quite hard to get a read on. But he seems almost worried about something. He keeps glancing both at the seaward entrance, but also back at the machine. And this is just like a nervous tension to him. Like,
Okay, I was going to ask, is there anything he seems to be paying particular attention to? But okay, the machine and the sea.
Right. but a lot of his machine, he just keeps like was giving it a sidelong glances.
Okay.
Yeah, Avery, are you asking Miss Ward anything in particular?
I would point out all the points where we leave science, basically, and ask her something along the lines of, I need to understand like the cause and effect of these things, right? I'm sure it's not science, but even in magic, there needs to be like, I'm doing a spell and that's the result, right?
No. You are fundamentally failing to understand. We'll stick with that word for now. But you're fundamentally failing to understand magic. If magic made sense, it would not be magic. It is not a scientific formula where you can, pour in 1 cup of blood, eye of newt, stir it 3 times clockwise, and boom, you can turn yourself invisible. That's not magic. That would just be inventive chemistry. This is more about it's more closely akin, I would say, to faith than to science. This is a prayer. This is a call for help and guidance from a higher power. What this says is, I put my trust in you. You see what we're doing here, and I ask you to aid us.
I see. Okay. And the entity that is helping is dependent on what you're trying to do.
I suppose, yes. There are powers out there, true powers, that can be interceded with, can be called upon. It is, I think, best described like making a prayer. They might not answer, they might not hear, but if they do, they might help. And what we're asking here is what we're trying to do, trying to open doors. And so we ask he who opens doors.
Can you teach me the language of the prayer then?
I don't know the language. I found scraps of it in old books, and trawling through it for years. I know its meaning, but I don't know I don't so much know the language itself. It is an old script, older than some of these scraps are written in different scripts. This is just one that I found. I've seen scraps of prayers, calls, written in cuneiform. Have you heard of cuneiform?
Yeah. I think there was a guest lecturer on the college at one point.
Oh, yes, yeah. So these have been known about a long time. But these things are older even than that. They potentially predate humanity. It is my belief, and the belief of many of the books I have read, that humans, we were not the first intelligent beings upon this earth.
I mean, why would we, right? We are intelligent. How intelligent other beings are, we can't look into them.
There are things older than us here. And that
I mean,
will
the
be here
planet
long
will.
after. See, now I'm sounding like Pendergast, looking to the past rather than the future. I suppose if one were to look into the past, that would be what I would want to go. Not dabbling around, seeing, oh, what would we like to,
So
visit
we
a
could
Tudor
use
court,
the
but what would we
machine.
like to go so far back to see what came before?
I mean, if this is like a language and like a prayer, right? At some point, this has been spoken.
Yes.
And if we have a time machine, you can go there and get taught.
I suppose, yes. Yes.
Interesting.
Truly interesting. She sort of nods. They seem to have put an idea into her mind that she likes.
Can I hear this conversation, Keeper?
Yeah, you're around, you're working, and they're not sort of whispering. They're being, like,
I mean, we're not yelling it, but we're like,
Okay.
But you're in the same room, and it's not like
Yeah.
it's perfectly reasonable for you to be standing nearby. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
At that point, when it trails off, and it seems like it might be a polite point for me to kind of enter the conversation. Well, I find the technology so interesting. Could you tell me a little bit more about the other part, the religion, the faith, the finding the right words, the right God, all of that, just conceptually.
I say it is like faith, but this is not an organized religion. There is no text. There is no church. There is only them and us. The writings I have come from all sorts of cultures and periods of times. The one thing they have in common is that there is something, someone is the wrong word, but something out there that contains this knowledge. This is the key to understanding all of this matters.
So there's one or multiple? There's multiple?
There are multiple, but there is one whom I think
Above
is
them
interesting
all?
in this case.
So there's,
I don't know.
well, it's fascinating. Could
It
you
is
teach
true.
me?
I can try. But I could try, yes.
Could we try tonight?
We could, yes. It is some things of time plays a part in how you contact things. There's some that can only be called upon when certain stars arise in the sky. And there are some best called upon in hours of darkness.
So there's conditions,
Yes.
and those conditions might be very easy to deal with. Like, oh, well, it's dawn every day. Some might be harder. Like, it could theoretically be you could only do this once every 100 years, or under an eclipse, or
Exactly.
yeah.
You have the shape of it. You understand.
Yes.
That's the first step.
Well, I just find myself now wanting to know everything. There's no harm in that.
No.
so since this all needs to
Here
be,
the potentest est. Knowledge is power.
Yes. And enjoyable. I find it just riveting.
Yes. Knowledge
So-
for knowledge's sake. That is what this represents. This is the seeking of knowledge of the beyond. This is the path, the true path to true knowledge.
Well, they say curiosity killed the cat, but if the cat was
We're not cats.
curious, we're not cats. And if the cat was curious earlier, they might have learned something that would have stopped them from being killed. So I think that's the solution. I think more
Yes.
knowledge is the solution.
I think curiosity more kills the foolish. But
Oh,
We are cats.
Nigel, you can't study with us.
you look around and Nigel's not there at the moment.
I know. But if he was curious like I was, he would have been there to hear that. See?
Yes. Speaking of which,
Full
Nigel,
circle.
Yes.
yeah, you head upstairs to find Collinwood, like hauling a large, like 2 large suitcases up the front steps of Albrook.
Wait,
All
I
of
thought
which you can
not,
carry, they say. All of
that's
which
me.
you can carry.
yeah, that was Martin that went up.
I went up.
Oh, sorry, Martin. Sorry,
Nigel's
Martin.
the,
I
spanner
apologise.
man.
Nigel is in
That's
fact
right.
there. Nigel is there holding a spanner.
Two of
I
them.
am deeply sorry. 2 of them.
2 spanners. Nigel,
Yes.
can I have that spanner?
Which one?
Either.
Okay.
I'm going to take it. I've decided that this is my lucky spanner. I'm going to pocket it.
They might need it.
Well, give him the other one.
Then it doesn't work that way. They want the big one.
You have the big one. Fine. I'll get my lucky spanner back later.
You can get it back, but we'll make sure you get it.
There's plenty of spanners.
More swearing in Swedish.
Well, I
That's
mean,
what the subtitles will say.
it's a.
Inarticulate Swedish swearing.
I mean, just don't take the 10 millimeter.
We
It's not the size that counts. But yes.
No, that's the socket that always disappears.
Yes. Half-inch spanner, please.
Here you go.
We are in the
Oh,
pre-decimalization.
that's
Yeah.
true. Yes.
Which means that I don't speak these measurements. But yeah, so upstairs, Martin, in fact, rediscovers that he is in fact Martin and not Nigel,
Yes.
and sees Collinwood hauling 2 heavy suitcases of books up the front steps of the sanatorium.
Ah, yes, I'll wander straight up to him. Mr. Collingwood, I presume the author?
Oh, yeah. Very good to meet you. You are?
I'm Mr. Martin White. I'm here with Lucy and Herbert.
Oh, yes. Sorry, have we met?
No, we haven't. I think you've
Oh, good.
probably met a couple of my friends. They're downstairs, actually, in the basement, sorting some stuff out with the others. Mr. Bloomsworth and Mr. Hargreaves. I think you've probably spoken to them, pair of detectives. But
No, I don't think so.
fair enough. But I'll help you bring what you need
Oh,
in.
those detectives! Yes.
Yes. I think Mr. Bloomsworth was looking forward to talking to you again.
Yeah, we had a really nice chat. He wanted a tour. I showed him all around the society. I think he was very satisfied with
He did
everything I
mention
had
the
to show.
tour. He did mention the tour. He loved it.
Yeah, well, I'll have to give you a tour next time you're around.
So-
I mean, I didn't know we did tours. Agnes was a little upset at finding out that we did tours. I think
Well,
she would like to
it's
know in
okay.
future if
But
we
whilst
want a
you're
tour,
here,
and then I
could
can
you,
give them a tour. But
Could you sign this book for me? I'm a bit of a fan myself. Aside, just
which one is
now-
this?
the book about the cursed
The
amulet.
Case of the Cursed Amulet. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's one
I'll
of
have
my...
to talk to you about this on the way, but we'll better take all the
Oh, yeah. You
Equipment
take
in.
that one. Where are we going with these? Downstairs? Upstairs?
no,
Where?
upstairs. I think they've got an office, like a study. I'll help you carry the stuff up, and then we'll go and meet up with the others.
Yes. Yeah. So, have you read any of my others? The Unclaimed Corpse. I do like that one. That was
Not yet.
my
but-
first foray into murder mystery.
I haven't had a chance yet. I'm planning to work through your entire collection at some point. But
Yes, so
there's
that one
quite a
was-
few
the
interesting things. I
reviewers
was,
did not like that one. Derivative of Conan Doyle, they said. I don't know,
I
I
was
don't think
curious
Conan
about
Doyle
some of
did
them.
not put any, like, he was just too much of a coward to put any ghost attacks in his, or,
It's okay.
like a crawling
It's,
hand.
I was just curious about some of the stuff mentioned, like the Lord of the Gate and some of these strange runes mentioned in this. We can
Oh,
discuss
yeah.
it as we bring the trunk in.
Yeah. All right, this way. Oh, that way. You said that way.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, no, it's this way. I'll help. I'll lead the way.
Yeah, you're
I'll help
feeling
him.
though. You know where you're going. I've not been here before. I think I'm gonna find somewhere slightly less damp and drafty for all this. Like,
Yes, but I'm sure the room's quite well furnished.
yes. How about the Curse of Ormdale Hall? You read that one? Oh,
Not
that was a
yet.
cracker one. Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to. Well, actually,
Secret snake people. Secret snake people.
snake people. I've heard of
Yeah,
fish people, but not snake people. I've actually seen a fish person
You have? So have I.
up here.
He drops his side of the trunk. So the
Just
loud thud.
Yeah, off the coast somewhere. I'm sure we saw some.
No. They're not here. No. No.
Oh, well,
No.
don't worry about it. I could have imagined it. It could have just been
Yeah.
a seal.
You've just been reading my book like at night.
That's actually a very good point. I had been
There are
reading
no
one of the
fish people
books.
here. There are no fish
I think
people
it was
here. There are no fish
Horrors from the Deep or something I'd read. I think it must have made me think of that. But anyway,
Yeah.
let's get going.
Keeper, would I have heard the trunk drop?
Give me a listen roll. Yeah.
Because I am listening to make sure this man does not fall and hurt himself. Like that was literally not a
You did
actual
say yes.
success.
Yes, you hear the loud thud from upstairs.
Pardon me.
He's fallen.
The what I suspected to have happened has in fact occurred. I'm gonna hustle up quickly. Would I have caught the thing about fish people?
You hear as you come up, he's still there, like muttering to himself. There are no fish people here.
Oh no, there's plenty of fish people here. I saw one.
Do not sneak up on me like that.
I am a very large man who ran up here as fast as I could. I didn't sneak up on anyone. Are you okay?
Not at the moment. No, you can't just go creeping up on people in the.
You literally saw me coming. I'm in front of you.
Me.
No, I'm not. You just turned around. What is wrong with you? Are you scared? The fish people are really nice.
No, they're not. Oh, you think they're nice? You think they're nice? You try having one of their clammy hands grabbing your hands and trying to pull you down and drown you in the Thames.
Well,
Cold hands around your neck, trying to like get you to swallow a whole poisonous river. They are not nice.
Okay,
And
well,
neither are they're priests or that. No.
okay. I'm gonna need you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath with me. Come on, let's do it together. Okay. All right. See how you feel better? You're relaxing. See how you're relaxing? Okay. See how you're not talking right now in a panic state? See how you feel better? That makes everybody else feel better too. So, okay. They were really nice to me. They even asked about you.
They know about me?
No, I'm fucking with you. Look, here's the thing, okay? You are a brilliant man, right? That's fair. I'm trying to be nice, okay? You're a great thinker, a writer, a compiler of notions that you articulate on the pages.
And give the best to us.
And give the best.
The tour.
Oh yes, those were lovely. So, you know what I'm saying is, if fish people become a problem, it's a problem for me and Nigel to solve, not you.
Yes.
Because you don't carry a gun on you, do you?
No, of course I don't carry a gun. Wait, what?
Well-
You're carrying a gun? Why would you be carrying a gun?
Because I'm a detective who lives in Whitechapel.
Oh, yeah. Huh, maybe in my next book I should make the detective have a gun.
Yeah, if you name him anything that looks or sounds remotely like me, you owe me money. With that being said, definitely make him more handsome than me. But look, you'll be. Oh God, how do I say this? Just calm down. It's gonna be okay. The fish people aren't gonna get you. You're completely safe.
Right. But I will, look. I am serious. They are not pleasant. Like,
Don't you think it's unfair to just presume all of them are the same?
the ones we dealt with, they were held up in a warehouse, they were kidnapping people, and doing unspeakable things that did not make it into the book, cannot make it into the book.
Why?
I don't want
It's
to get shut down by, like, the Office of Decency.
Just put it in the form of a penny dreadful and you'll sell a ton of... No, anyway, that aside, it's good to see you again. It's really good to see you again.
Yeah.
So
So why am I actually here? I was just told to bring all the books about time, space, doorways, gates,
Do you have anything to do with the Lord of the Gate or something like that?
The Lord's... Nothing
Anyway,
specifically.
we'll
A
make
few
it
mentions
up.
of him here and there.
Why are you here to like take notes and chronicle all of this great history
want to
that's about to unfold?
Some of these books are very valuable, okay? I didn't want them traveling unaccompanied.
Fair enough. Any of them for? I'm guessing none of them are for beginners, really, or like reading.
Oh, good. Some of them are like, you know, I mean, none of them are really light reading. This is a study of, he like opens up the case, a study of obscure Mesopotamian cults.
Yeah?
There is a, oh, this one is just 800 pages of someone's dream journal.
Oh.
Good luck. There's a bit in there with a 3-headed duck. It does not make sense.
Do dreams make sense?
Rarely.
But sometimes they do.
Usually
That's
dreadful, I find, in my experience. He's piling out a few books, and you notice he's got sort of one sort of double wrapped in cloth, like, or at least a bundle sort of extra wrapped up.
Spot hidden?
I mean, you can see it. It's a book wrapped up in cloth.
I don't know, like if there's anything special about it.
You can see it is a book-shaped bundle wrapped up in fabric. And he sort of carefully lifts it out and places it down.
Oh, what's that one?
That one? There's two in there. Nameless cults and monsters and their kind. They are.
What was the second one again? Nameless cults
Monsters and their kind.
And their kind. What languages are those written in?
Nameless cult. It's an English translation of a German work. I didn't bring the German because, apart from Pendergast, no one really reads German here. And monsters and their kind is English, but not especially modern English. So we've got a partial translation, but I didn't bring that. I thought these were the most relevant ones to bring.
Could I read them?
I mean, I should probably double check with the others first.
Well,
they don't like just letting people read the book.
Oh no, I understand. I'm not just asking out of nowhere. We're having a conversation about me being kind of more introduced to this your sort of thing, the esoteric, and studying. So
yeah, I mean,
you seem nervous. Did I offend you?
No.
I make you nervous? Why do I make you nervous?
It's hard to explain. I'm going to sound insane because I mean they're books. They're just books. Books can't hurt
Exactly,
you.
they're just books.
But
unless someone throws a book at you very hard.
But I.
Battle librarian.
Yes. You have to watch out for them.
They're quite potent.
There's no such thing as battle librarians. Why does everyone keep going on about battle librarians?
Well,
First
you've
Lucy,
never.
now you. Like, what even are they?
Well, that I could tell you at a later date. It's quite extensive. They also almost burned down the libraries a lot. It's very complicated.
But yeah, we should.
Yeah, but they make you nervous. They're just books, but
well,
they after I.
They make you feel weird
dreams.
after
I know
you read them.
It sounds. Look, they gave me bad dreams. Okay.
Okay, can I do a psychology check on that? If there's anything deeper I can read into this.
Give me a psychology check.
Extreme.
I mean, you've spent time talking to Collinwood. Enough to know that Collinwood's mind is not entirely always all there. But the very mention, the way he touches these books, the way that he moves them, he tries to almost avoid looking in their direction as much as possible.
He's scared.
He seems absolutely terrified of these books.
Well,
and you can tell he's trying to almost underplay it, because almost like he's ashamed of how scared he is of them.
Sir, how about I won't open them or anything, but how they're quite large. How about I carry them? And I came up here because I heard you drop the trunk. So how about you let me carry the trunk and the books? I'm a big, quite large, strong man. I can do that, and then you can take a load off because you're tired after your travel. Because we're friends, and that's what friends do.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So am I able to carry all of that? I would imagine I just put the books on the trunk, and I got pretty good strength. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. After you.
Yeah, we should probably take those two downstairs. As I said, they do not like leaving them unattended. So we'll put the rest up here, and then...
Yes, absolutely.
So Martin, you're trying to pocket the 2 books he handed you.
The 2 books he handed me as beginners ones, I'll sort of keep hold of.
Yeah, so bear in mind that one of them he did say was an 800-page dream journal, so, like...
It's more a file, a folder.
As in pure size, like... Are you trying to do this sneakily, or are you just taking them with you?
No. When he handed them to me, I would have looked to put them on my person, because we're...
Yeah.
Were we transporting them up there at the moment?
You carried some stuff upstairs, and then he was going to head back downstairs, it sounds like.
So, depends if he handed them to me.
Yeah, he handed them to you. So you can keep them. What I'm just saying is they are not pocket-sized books, either of them.
I'm not doing it, like, underhandedly. I'm just saying, because he handed them to me, like, because I was asking about beginners or light reading. So...
Yeah, you can keep... he doesn't stop you keeping them.
Oh, yeah, I'll have a look at them, but not now, obviously. I'm helping with this, but I'll probably have a look at them later in more detail.
Yes. So you got those books. Like, Colin will let Basil keep holding on to the dangerous books. Essentially says, right, we should take these downstairs. Oh, and that one. Yes. Right, we better get... Where you said the others were downstairs? Yes?
Yes.
This place isn't
Also...
downstairs?
Yes. How do you not understand directions? I literally came up from there. You're tired.
I'm tired.
I've
not had much sleep this week, okay? Not had much sleep.
It's the alcohol. Anyway, so the other thing that I would like to... Yes, you do. It's okay, because you have rights. Anyway, also, me and Nigel, we... also moonlight as not just detectives. Well, we don't moonlight as detectives. We are detectives. We're very good detectives. But we moonlight as armed guards as well. So if you ever have to do some dangerous adventuring, or there's some, and I actually try to say this very sympathetically and understandingly, some dangerous or upsetting books, we are available for a modest and reasonable fee.
Yeah, I'll take that into consideration. Nigel, downstairs, as you're discussing with Miss Ward, and as you're listening to the discussion with Miss Ward, you feel a little sort of prickle in the back of your neck. That's the single itch you get, almost as like someone out there is selling your services. Jobs, not yours.
That's odd. Anyway, must be what we're talking about.
It's fine. Miss Ward.
Yes?
This whole thing is a text, basically. We know bits and pieces of. Do you have like a compendium so I can just memorize the things and have it ready when we need it?
As in the writings, the sigils.
Yeah. Not just the sigils, but the bits you took it from. So I have like the context.
Yes, as I said, Collinwood is coming with some of our books. I think, was that him rattling around upstairs a moment ago? So,
if possible, I'd like to read those over the night, depending how much that is.
She glances over towards Pendergast. He kind of looks in her direction. They seem to be involved. Yes, but are we sure? Like, reading the books is a good idea at this stage? we are at a critical point in progress. You worry too much. They're only books. Yes, I think perhaps some study of text might help you better understand what it is we're trying to do here. Maybe.
Well, it can't be worse than me not understanding. Certainly with the triads, eh?
A little knowledge is a dangerous thing.
True.
And a lot of knowledge is an even more dangerous thing, which goes against the spirit of the proverb, but is in fact true. I think that is the rest of our party approaching. Collinwood, glad you could make it. I trust the journey was not too difficult, and thank you, Mr. White, Mr. Bloomsworth, for helping him with the books.
No problem. It was an interesting conversation we had about his written work as well.
I see.
Oh.
He holds out his hands towards Basil.
Thank you. Yes,
You
very
both
light.
cults?
Could I take a peek at those? I've just been so I've fallen in love with knowledge.
It seems we might have a of a library loans list at this rate.
Well, no, it's just I mean I could read it like here in front of everybody, you know. It's you don't have to loan it to me. I'm just saying that I find the esoteric so fascinating and enjoyable, and I love the science, but the science is not the only part of this equation. And since I'm here to be of assistance and service, and since we have a blooming professional relationship, can I do a charm roll or a fast talk roll as I'm kind of like doing like the professional
be a charm or a
spiel?
persuade really here.
Okay. Could I finagle a bonus dice because we do have that relationship?
No.
Damn, never hurts to ask.
Sorry.
Hard success. No.
Despite everything, like, despite perhaps even his own better judgment, like, Pendergast is starting to sort of like you. Like,
I've been very kind to him the entire
doesn't want
time.
to admit it, but there's that little moment.
Do I need to spend more luck to make it an extreme?
No, hard success is enough. He goes, fine. Look, this, and he takes nameless cults and places it into your hands, Basil. Will give you many answers to what you seek. Although it takes quite a bit of reading to really digest the content.
This is a process. It's not. There's no quick fix to the pursuit of knowledge. Is a long and rugged trail.
It is an introduction into various societies, various cults that have operated throughout history. It's more a summary of other existing texts. It touches upon such matters as the worship of the Horned Man and I would perhaps avoid the chapter about the sun.
The sun?
Yes. It is not the sun that they speak of. It is something far more distant and far more dangerous than the sun. There are some sections in that book about calling forth various entities. I would strongly advise, do not start reading those bits aloud.
Can I do a psychology check?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying not to metagame Keeper, so I am trying to figure out if he's like, oh, please don't read that because you might know a way to beat my ass, you know?
Give me a psychology roll, yes.
Or don't roll that because we'll kill us all. Can I push that as I'm trying to figure it out? I want to, as I'm trying to read him, I want to take To me, in my mind, it's like, oh, I don't know, and then I take a daring leap of faith or a wild interpretation. And I think if I push it and I fail, what would happen is I interpret it in the way that is most damaging to me
Yes.
possible. Okay. Hard success.
Yeah. No, you. The sense you get is that Pendergast is being dead serious about this. Like, the same reservations that Nigel glimpsed further are there sort of in his expression. Like, he seems doubtful about some of the situation, but, like, he seems very emphatic on his warnings here. Like,
So don't read them out loud?
there are things listening. We do not wish to
Okay.
draw their attention.
Okay. So I could read them, but just not out loud.
Just,
Don't
I mean,
read them.
even reading them aloud will just don't start chanting them.
Okay. I don't, I no, I'm not going to make that joke. Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, understood.
Yeah.
Is there can I borrow a chair or a table or something?
Well, you can either find one upstairs and carry it down to the cave, or go into one of the many rooms in this building that might still have a chair upstairs. I'm not fetching you a chair.
Well, no, I was just trying to be polite. I would never ask you to fetch me anything. Okay. Well, I am going to go upstairs and start reading. And thank you so much.
See, Pendergast takes the second book out of the bundle, sort of turns it back and forth, and looks at Collingwood. Why did you bring monsters? What made you think that this would be relevant to the situation?
Oh, could I read that one too?
This is it's a beastery. It's one at a time. This, though, he looks as if there's a third book in the bundle, one that Collingwood had neglected to mention. And this one, Pendergast picks up and goes, Here might be our answers. Allow myself and Miss Ward a moment to look over it. And I did say that I think it might be relevant for Avery to read a few passages of this one to understand what it is he's trying to do.
I'd be curious.
Again, there's that exchange of glances between the two of them. It was like a brief amount of tension in the air as, like...
I mean, if it's an
Lucy
issue, just forget about it. But
I think it would be really, truly beneficial for Mr. Collins to read some sections of that book. Don't you think?
Looking at this going on, can I tell what book that is called? What has it got a name on it? Or
Yes, you can see it is
English, Latin, or
in English. It doesn't have like a title printed on the cover.
oh, I'm not opening it. I'm just wondering if it
Yeah.
had a title. So.
No, most of these books sort of predate like the kind of sort of putting the title
Oh,
clearly
it's
on the cover, but there is a title on the spine. You can
Yep.
just make out. I'm going to catch a spot hidden actually. See if you can read it at this angle and distance.
Nope.
No.
I wasn't being particularly
Pendergast, pauses for a moment and goes, Yes, I suppose. Let me find the relevant passage. And he starts flipping through the book. Here. Mr. Collins, you may want to find a seat and some good lighting. The print is a little small to be reading, and he kind of looks around this like dark, damp cave you're in.
sure, I'll get I'll put my finger in where he opened it,
Yeah.
and close it around my finger, and then I'll find a room upstairs.
Maybe it'd be best if someone went with him.
Why don't we read together?
Sure.
This is a terrible idea.
book club.
This is a terrible idea. Yes.
Is that you or was that you,
That
Keeper,
was, no,
or
that's
the kid?
Pendergast. That is
Oh, okay.
Pendergast.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to be sure. No, it's a great idea. I mean,
I have a headache.
oh,
I am
I
going to
get that a
go and
lot.
take a moment upstairs. I am not with you with your reading. I need a moment of fresh air. I will be back later. And he just like
There's fresh air here on the coast.
sweeps out the room, up the stairs, muttering to himself like, what on earth is going on here? But yeah, so Avery, you have this book in your hands, and Basil, you have Nameless Cults. Oh, dear, sweet, familiar Nameless Cults in your hand. And as you head, the two of you are heading upstairs to do some light reading this afternoon. What are Nigel and Martin planning to do?
Well, I'm standing there holding the spanners in case Pavel still needs them.
You can free yourself from spanner holding duty if you wish.
Wonderful. Okay. Pavel, here, and I put them down on the ground next to him, so he's...
Oh. Yeah, that works.
I'm not sure I'll be much use here, so I'll probably read a couple of these books that Collingwood left. Is Collingwood gone, or is he still here?
So most of Collingwood's still here. Collingwood and Miss Ward are still in the room. It's only Pendergast who's stormed off. Marched off.
Yeah.
Stomped off.
Off.
That's the word. He's pounced off. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably have a look through this dream journal and this other book you mentioned, Collingwood.
So most of the books are upstairs where you took them. It's only the couple that you brought down that are with you.
I'm quite happy with finding out a bit more information, so I may ask you a few questions about your novels. But
yeah, I'm always happy to talk about my novels.
Exactly. So, you can tell me which ones you recommend I read, but all of them, I'm guessing.
Don't read Shadow in the Attic. That was my first one.
Is there a particular? Are you writing? Well, are you writing one now?
Well, I have started one. I think I've got an idea for a new one though. It's about a pair of detectives.
That sounds a great start. Have you got an idea on the names of those detectives?
I'm thinking. Herb Worthwood and his partner Norbert Gravesend.
That sounds interesting. It sounds interesting.
I'm working on the names. Yeah.
I'm assuming they were just partners that work together rather than partners.
Would definitely add a twist to it.
You could do. You could add that. That would be an interesting. That would be so unexpected.
Yes.
I'm killing.
Again. You can only put so much stuff in print. I do not want to end up.
Oh, I've got a better idea. Going on some of your books, you have like a lot of twins and families and brothers. Why not have them the two detectives? Not realise it, but one of them was adopted and somehow they're actually brothers.
Yes. They've been raised by different families and they find out at the end that they both have two halves of the secret family amulet.
Exactly. That'll be great.
I'm requesting a TPK, Keeper, if we could start again next week.
And Collingwood pulls out his notebook and starts scribbling away.
Yeah. I'm probably going to head upstairs as well to find somewhere to sit down and do some quiet reading of that dream journal and just general relaxation, because I'm not really interested in heavy reading.
Nigel, would you like a book?
Well, I was going to excuse myself from Pavel.
You can always join me. I've got two books. You could always read through one as I read through the other if he wishes.
I would like to do that. And as before I leave going upstairs, I look down over the water to see if I see any familiar heads popping up watching us, just in case.
Look out over the water. Give me a spot hidden, please. You think for a moment out of the corner of your eye, you catch a little movement in the water. Just there for an instant, then gone again.
And is Collinwood still down here with us?
Collinwood's still down there, yes.
And I just did you see that?
He eyes the water with wary suspicion. What did you see?
I thought I saw one of the fish people.
I'm
It's
going
hard to-
upstairs.
I'm guessing Dave is still down here at the moment.
Yeah, so that's Dave, Pavel, and Miss Ward are still downstairs.
Well,
As
Pavel,
everyone- Yeah.
if you need me, I'll be upstairs. You need more further spanner holding.
Yes, Miss Ward, could you just hold this for me? Dave, hold that.
I was going to say, Dave is probably quite good at holding the spanners for you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as everyone heads upstairs to do some various reading, that's where we're going to go to break. We'll see you back here in 10 minutes' time. And I really wish I'd known what this session was about, so I could have called it something about book clubs, but alas, I don't have a time machine.
You can't
See you in
dangle
10
books
minutes.
of eldritch knowledge in front of us. You know we love it.
So, it is a cold, blustery afternoon in February. And in the abandoned Albrook Sanatorium, just outside of Brighton, associates of the London Esoteric Society, budding investigators, are engaged in the most dangerous activity known to mankind. They are reading. So, are you all heading to the same room, or are you heading to different rooms to do some light reading?
I wanted to be in the same room as Avery.
Sure, I don't care. I don't know better.
That's true. If those two are in the same room, Nigel and Martin could be in the same one as well, so
Yeah.
we're all
Why not?
split two in two different rooms.
Besides, this place must be haunted, being a
There's
sanatorium.
loads of rooms.
Avery?
Hmm?
There's a room there. You two gentlemen, stay close maybe, but it doesn't really matter. They're just books.
We're just probably in the room next door. If we're
Yeah,
fine
probably an old office that was one of like the doctor's offices when this was operational.
Well, is there one of the rooms that has a operational fireplace? Because it is cold and blustery
Yes,
out.
yes. The doctor's offices, so on the upper floor, have operational fireplaces, and there's enough like old like bits of cupboard and like bits of like old furniture that you could start a fire.
We
It
didn't
is
start
pretty
the
cold this
fire.
time of year.
Yeah, it is very cold. The wind is rattling. Everything is drafty. As you settle down with your books, Avery, as you turn yours, you can see written on the spine, it says, "The Book of Ibon."
Book of Iron. Doesn't ring any bells, probably. I'm
No,
gonna
it's
just.
It's a reasonably sort of slender volume compared to the one that Basil is holding. And you've got a marked page in yours. But it's up to you whether you want to start on that marked page or look
Well, I
elsewhere.
would start at the marked page. There's a reason that they told me that one, right? And if I'm still in the mood for more learning, I will read the whole thing after.
Okay, as you open up to that page, you see this includes some of the writing that Miss Ward had on her diagram, some of those inscriptions. And it seems to be describing mention of a being, a powerful being, described as the Watcher, the Key and the Gate, the Keeper of the Silver Key, the Lurker on the Threshold. And you read, you turn the pages, it describes this entity that contains and provides knowledge, unlimited and vast knowledge. And what these pages speak of is not just a description of this, but how to contact it. How one can call upon it, both in written form, both in this prayer to invoke its assistance in your tasks, to guide its hand and guide your hand with its knowledge, but also how to contact it, how to speak directly to it. And how to use its hand. As you read the description of this being, this cosmic entity of near unfathomable power, you understand both some of the potential of what your machine has, especially with Lucy's help, but also, well, I'll leave you whether Avery would be scared, or whether Avery would be more sort of intrigued, drawn to the potential.
I think he would not be scared yet, on the count of that he doesn't quite understand what he's playing with there.
Yeah, these pages come under the title, it's titled The Song of the Key. And it describes this ritual to take place on a cloudless night upon a stone tower. And then you see it very explicitly describes what is needed to call this being, this entity into you, to call its attention, to call its true power down to you. It requires sacrifice. Human sacrifice. An invitation or an offering of lives that are its to be taken. Either given unto it in that moment, or merely an invitation, a direction. One can call upon it and point the way and say, over yonder hill there is a lovely little fishing village. Go. Take what you will. It is yours. The sacrifice does not need to be you. It does not need to be anyone that you see. But there is a sacrifice needed to call upon this being. And there is a name here in the page. And to draw your eye, draw your attention. It says YOG-SOTHOTH. And as you read this, as you start to take this in, I want you to roll me 2d4, please. To turn the pages of this book, drawn onwards by this knowledge. This is just the beginning. The book describes many things. The book describes so many things. Your hand turns the pages with this most feverish intensity. You're reading, and now you can't really bring yourself to stop. You need to know more. You need to know what else this book has to offer. It describes not only calling of this entity, it describes contacting other beings. It describes... Oh. There's the page that draws your interest most of all. It describes the process for creating a doorway through space. It describes how to create a gateway. And you can see that this is again where lots of what Lucy has added to the diagram has come from. This is where she is drawing that knowledge. This book is what is giving her that just otherworldly knowledge. I'm just looking for the section I'm after here. Unexpectedly, aha, there it is. doorway to other places, an arch of time, a gateway to things long past and sights unseen. This, combined with what you just were reading earlier, this is the handbook to what you're trying to do here. And you think you're starting to understand. And please add 4 points to your Cthulhu mythos. Please deduct 8 points from your sanity. And I believe that is more than enough to take you over your daily limit.
It doesn't take me over my daily limit.
Does it not? No.
No, but
Okay,
it's
in
more
which
than
case
5
give me
at
an
once.
intelligence roll then, please.
No, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but just science applied differently, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. That's just action, reaction. Perfectly fine.
So somehow you have lost 8 points of sanity and you are not currently undergoing a bout of madness. Somehow. Meanwhile, across the room, Basil, as you begin to delve into your book is more of a broad covering of cults worshipping various entities and beings. This is the faith side that Lucy was talking about, and the book claims to be a translation of an earlier German text and includes some wood prints taken from the original.
So, Keeper, I have a strategy for how I'd like to read this book.
Yes.
So, the theater case, as we refer to it, has been eating at me for literal years, right? It's led me to this path. And I've always suspected that there is more at play, obviously, there, and that a gang or multiple actors would have had to have been working in conjunction to create an explosion or a fire quite like that. So I am going to be looking for anything that has to do with fire or flames or explosions. And I would say, because he told me, and I know from that role, to not read the part about the black sun. But the black sun or the sun or whatever has to do with flame and the theater burned. So if I don't find anything about fire, flames, I mean that broadly, eventually I will make my way there, but I'm doing so with great caution.
Yes. So as you turn the pages of this book, as you begin to read, this is in English. This isn't reasonably modern English. Yours. This is less than 100 years old. This translation. This is relatively modern. You find descriptions of all manner of unsavory practices and sort of disturbing cults and societies. There's brief mention of cults involved with ghouls and the undead, and doesn't go into a huge amount of depth on those, not so much as the other famous Skin book, but it does mention sort of calling upon ghouls, contacting them. It mentions the Horned Man of the Woods, and it mentions that which should not be, the Woodland Goddess, the Children of the Deep, and one thing that would catch your eye is a ritual here entitled Contact Children of the Deep. It is a series of instructions of how one can call and make contact and summon a child of the deep waters.
Well, I suppose if that pesky author annoys me too much, I will set him up on a little date. He says to himself, not seriously.
And then you see the page entitled Call Forth the Sun. And it describes calling forth such immense power drawn through yourself and unto yourself, And the image of the woodcut draws your eye, because it shows a man standing with his arms spread wide, just aflame. And all around him burns.
Is that near? So the first thing I do is I look at that and I go, oh, that explains a whole lot. Oh, D'Angelo, I fear I've discovered.
What's that, Bess?
Nigel, come here.
What? Okay.
I think I found out quite literally what happened at the
Before
theater.
you call on Nigel, I'm going to ask for a couple of rolls from you, Basil. Sorry.
I owe you some rolls. I know. That
Apology. I
must
want
be
you to
paid.
roll me 2d8 for me, please.
10.
And I would like you to add 5 points to your Cthulhu mythos as you make your way through this book. There's more to be gained in a future reading, but this is for a first reading. And you get 5 points in your Cthulhu mythos, and would you please deduct 10 points from your sanity?
32. I did have one quick question.
Yes?
If I didn't think that, or that does kind of go with what I'm looking for, but I'm not completely satisfied, could I, before the day we keep the rules or whatever, however you want to do it is fine, but could I get to the part about the what he warned me to not read?
Seems to be this and the following section seems to be what he'll warning you about as you turn
Okay,
the
all right.
pages. Calling forth
Very
the
good.
sun, and then speaking to a being beyond. There is just another woodcut that shows just essentially a great flaming orb consuming
Okay.
all around it.
I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so I have
Yeah,
a sense of.
You begin to understand
great
this
relief.
book has such immense power within it. I think this is what causes the sanity loss. Is you've read this book, but you have also seen the aftermath of what the knowledge this book contains in action. You know this isn't just words. You know this works.
So I know that it's not just theoretical.
Yeah.
So I think how that goes in my mind is I think about all those days and hours that I spent looking at that theater, them removing the carnage, tearing down the building, all of the horrible things that happen, and I start to picture that room as I've always thought of it, filled with people that I just presumed got burned away, and I look at this picture and I start to see all these nondescript, non-faced people just turning into ash and sulfur as this spell goes off. And that's what causes my sanity loss. I think I see D'Angelo, because I would have seen pictures and descriptions of him.
Yes.
And I've always presumed that he is dead and that he did get ashed. So that does the sanity.
Yeah, and would you like to roll for how you'd react to this, or you want to pick how this in this circumstance, how this loss of sanity would affect you? Like, how would Basil react? You've lost, this has been a rough day for you, and this book is, that was yesterday, the last loss of extreme amounts of sanity. This is, I believe, enough to push you to another bout of madness here. But,
I was at 42 and I'm at 32. So
Yeah.
that's a big chunk.
That's a big chunk. I think Basil here is speed running sanity loss.
No, because you took 20. I started at 70 and you took 23 from me in the first session. So I've not been. I was like at the end of the session, damn, I got a lot of sanity. You said not today, fucker.
I meant speed running in terms of in 6 sessions your sanity has halved.
Oh, I thought you meant I was doing it on purpose.
No.
Okay. I took that as you were dunking on me. It hurt.
No. I'm saying that it's just Basil's decline has been rapid.
Some might say ascension, but ascending to where?
Yes.
I know how I would react. I would slam. I would start to slam the book shut, and then I couldn't do it, and I would keep reading it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again till tears came from my eyes because I'm not blinking. my eyes wide agape, barely breathing. This is the only thing in the world that exists. This is this moment in my head playing over and over and over and over again. I'd probably sit there for hours if left alone. Do I need to make an intelligence check, or do you just want to say, since I know that it happened?
I think that is more than, like, you've lost too much for the intelligence check to save you, I think, by the maths. So this is just happens, just staring like you're frozen at this book over and over and over. And as Basil rapidly loses his mind to the truth of nameless cults, and as Avery opens his mind to the truth of the key and the gate, Martin and Nigel, what were you reading again? You were reading a dream journal, and
there's 2 books, a dream journal and something else he handed us as light reading, but I don't know what it was.
yeah, the other one is a study on Mesopotamian religious practices.
So I don't know. I think I'd probably be looking at the dream journal first, because that's the first one he handed me.
Okay.
So it makes sense for me to be looking at through that.
Yeah, it's
Does it say whose
honestly, it
dream
reads as a
journal?
lot of nonsense.
Yeah,
Like, it's
I expected as much. All this stuff's nonsense anyway,
like,
isn't it?
it is one man's very in-depth, like, it's very recent, like, it seems to last, this dated to sort of the last 5 years, but it's one man's very in-depth journal of every dream he's had every night, down to some of them are just utterly mundane.
Well, I'll just flip through it, see if there's anything that seems interesting that leaps out
I
at
think
you.
it's for a language own roll here to make your way through what is just
To separate the nonsense.
yeah, separate the nonsense from the sense.
Language own. See. Yeah, successes.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is, I dreamt that my teeth fell out again. I dreamt that I woke up and I was late to get into work, and then it turned out I was not. I woke up again and it was 6 in the morning. But in between that, there are passages repeatedly talking about descending a spiral stair, about 2 flames, a strange forest that keeps coming up again and again and again. And these seem to be a series of very, like, vivid and intense dreams. Yeah, the stairway, the forest, a woman in green, and a horrendous duck-headed monstrosity. Okay, we're back to the silliness again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, who dreams of that sort of thing?
Yeah, he dreams that he wandered in the forest, found a library, and
Can I tell whose dream journal this is, or?
it claims to belong to a man by the name of Douglas Wake.
I'll just make a note of any of the interesting stuff. I'll just keep mental note of it all.
I'm gonna say, based on this, add 3 points to dream lore.
Being that I have no dream lore at all, that's a good start.
Yeah. It might come in handy one day. So as Martin is flicking his way through this book, Nigel, what are you doing?
Well, actually, I hadn't been doing anything about it. Maybe I was reading The Cult of Dagon, or although I don't think that one was on offer.
No,
You could have had the other book that we were off about the religious practices, or you could, because this was a loose folder, you could have been going through those as well. It's
The dream journal. Yeah,
it's
I
not
could
a
be
loose
doing
fold.
that.
No, it's a book.
Okay.
Yeah, both of these are books. So yeah, the other one was the Mesopotamian religious practices book. Or there is an entire other room of other books upstairs if you're going to go wandering, or anything.
Well, no, I would have needed to be in the room with Basil, because he started saying things that, like, what are you talking about? Because he's bringing up things about the theater. That
you've got to point out, Basil just lost a vast amount of sanity. You might not have been in the room. It's up to you. You can be in the room, or you can not be in the room. Him talking to you does not necessarily mean you were in the room.
No, I was in the room with
Okay.
everyone else.
Yes,
So.
you're in the room with Basil and Avery as outside the sun is setting over the sea, and Basil is still just turning these pages, like his eyes like staring at the page.
Basil? Basil? What do you... I heard you say something, but what's going on?
Keeper, would he be able to get my attention, or am I just stuck?
The book holds your attention.
I shake him somewhat violently to try to shake him out of whatever it is that...
No, the book.
And I reach and go to pull the book out of his hand.
Basil, this is not the first moment you realize it's anything other than the book, as someone is trying to pull the book away from you.
I'll kill you.
That's a bit extreme, Basil.
Sorry.
It's all right. What's going on? What did you see? You mentioned something about the theater in D'Angelo, and then you just kind of got lost in whatever it is you're reading. What's going on?
I don't read this book.
Okay.
I know what happened. I know what happened at the theater.
We've been looking for that for years. What happened?
I know.
You can't.
It was the spell. It was the spell. I will not say the spell's name.
You mean it looked like something burned, exploded?
It was more to put a term of science on what happened in that place. It's not. Whoever cast that spell, and I believe it had to have been D'Angelo. He stood there like this with his arms wide, and he became a conduit or a gate for the sun itself.
Anything like what we've seen with this machine? Or is it something different?
It's something different.
Okay.
It was imagine that he became a focal point for this thing to appear. It's not that he opened himself up literally, or he summoned it, or he brought it. Because of him, where he was standing, the power of the sun, whether it came or the equivalent of the sun, the power of the sun entered that theater.
Okay, I'm kind of getting it. That's what would cause that devastation we saw.
A spell.
A spell?
He cast a spell.
And
brought the sun into that theater. And my question has always been, why? Obviously, he wanted to destroy. Who or what was always the question. But we know what happened. We don't necessarily know why it happened.
Right.
And sadly, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, that answer might be in some of these books.
Well, whatever that was, I mean, the devastation, the people that we're sure were in there, they were just gone.
The sun. It's the power of the sun. I think it's a miracle there was any building left standing. I think it's a miracle that the whole damn block didn't go up. I don't know if it ended because he died. I don't know if he partially. I don't know how this would all work. It would seem to me if you summon even a tiny bit of that, everything around it would go up, and maybe you would have to be immune to. And I start rambling through every possible permeation of what if you're sun resistant and so you don't die instantly and you get 10% of its power, or so on and so forth, where I'm trying to take these logical terms and slap it onto what happened to try to make sense of it. And I talk until I'm out of breath.
And you got all that from this book, this short time.
No, I have all of that from what this spell does, and then trying to make it make sense, Nigel. For all I know, it emerges from him, and he was immune to it for a time.
Because we found no trace of him.
We did. It was the ash.
Yeah, but I mean,
people always thought I was making a joke. I wasn't. I would honestly, I remember telling you years ago that if we ever found any survivors there, I would almost not want to question them, because whatever they saw, whatever they experienced, it didn't matter what they did. That would have been hell unto itself. And if there are people that survive that are still alive, I would still say we should leave them alone because they've suffered enough. But I know what happened in that room, and it should make me... It makes me horrified. And I'm starting to think that Pendergast was correct when he said that if I walked down this path, I would do nothing other than maybe die and regret that I had gone down this path. But I'm not walking off the path, and I'm not turning around, Nigel. We have a mandate, a duty to help people.
Well, that's why we started that's why we started our agency.
Well, I mean, we were broke and needed.
Well, that too,
job.
but you know,
I mean, aggressively poor. Aggressively poor.
Well, I'll give you that, but I mean, our grand purpose though was to help people in general.
Yes, we have to stop. All I keep thinking about, everything it's summoning, it's bringing forth things, and it makes me think about that machine and what we saw the first night when this all began.
Right.
This iteration of it, and as horrified and mortified as I am about this, I'm also enticed and obsessed with it. I know that machine, nothing good will come of it. I know we're toying with forces that are making themselves available to us because they think it's fun or easy, or we're the pawn. But I have to see it, Nigel. In my bones, I'm soaked in it. Also, there's a lot of horrible things that you can summon, including fish people.
So horrible.
Avery, you're in the room for this conversation, by the way. You can hear this, and Martin's around. It's up to Martin whether he wants to wander into this room or keep to his own little dream. He could be having a little nap with his dream journal.
I'll just be relaxing, reading away. It's a nice, peaceful location, other than the wind. The wind it's probably relaxing. I like the sound of the wind.
Did you say something? Yeah.
What? How are you doing, Avery?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. You're sweating.
I'm just starting. I'm just starting over and reading the entire thing.
It's
back to
cold.
back.
Why are you sweating? No, I've been doing that for a while. Hold on. We need to go. Wait, there's another one of us. Martin, the rich one. Yes.
Yeah, but now outside the sun has gone down. It's probably, 6 o'clock in the evening, dark out, but you've got the light of the fires burning in the hearth. The wind is sort of whistling around the building, a few raindrops pattering against the window. You've not seen any sign of Pendergast, Lucy, or Collinwood for a while now.
Okay, no sounds from anywhere else in the, no banging on getting a machine working or anything.
Give me a listen check, see if you can hear anything about. I mean, you're upstairs now, and they're way down low in the cave.
That's true. Just have a listen to see if there's any strange noises, because anything that would catch my attention.
And I will spend the additional 3 luck.
I mean,
that's a decent roll.
Nigel, you. I think not Nigel, Martin.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect you to. So Martin, it makes
Just
sense.
listening
You're
to
in
the
the other
wind
room
and everything
there
around.
with your dream journal, sort of Now, listening to the wind. Listening. You can hear the waves against the shore below. You can hear
Sound of waves. That's
distant
right.
sound of oars in the sea. As your ears seem to almost tune in. Somewhere in the building you hear the creak of a footstep on a stair. And outside you hear the sound of a car engine. And the crunch
Arrive,
of tires
go.
on gravel. And
Is
you
it
also get to roll 1d10 and increase your ability to listen to things in the future. Because that was a critical success. You know
That's
from your
great,
listening, you can
actually.
hear that someone is leaving in a
Great roll
vehicle
as well.
outside. You know that someone is moving through the building. You can hear the conversation that Avery, Nigel, and Basil are having in the room across the corridor.
But there's someone else arrived, or
You heard a car engine.
arrived in,
outside.
or
You heard a car engine and crunch of tires and gravel.
I'll probably just wander through to the room where the others are. Did any of you hear that car? I'm not sure if the others have just left, but as
Yeah, they're having like a very intense book club in the room.
And I used the luck on my roll to made it a success. So did I hear anything?
You would have heard the sea, the wind, and the sound of someone's footstep on the stairs in the building. You didn't hear the car outside over the wind.
No, I didn't hear a car, but I thought I heard someone on the stairs.
Yeah, I heard that as well. I'm not sure whether it's someone arriving or leaving, but I definitely heard a car. Should we go and check should we check on the others or check on the footsteps?
Well, the only important ones are right here.
True.
Basil, I want to talk to you more about this, but let's go just take a quick check.
Get your pistol out.
Oh, it's always with me.
Oh, yes, I know it's with you, but get it out. The attempt was made on your life.
What?
You got poisoned.
Yeah, that was yesterday, though.
I don't hit you enough, and we're going to talk about that as well. Anyway. Yeah, whip it out. Whip out your pistol. And I pull out my pistol. I whip it out, and I start walking
Stop
towards...
saying whip it out!
What sort of size is this pistol we're talking about? Is it like a large pistol or
Yes,
a small pistol?
It is cold, so it's not as big as it normally would be, but it gets the job. It gets the job done.
Cold iron does not shrink. So
It does. There's not that much.
It happens. It's cold. Okay. No one's ever been complaining about it once they get shot by the pistol. All right.
Yeah. Also, what's the caliber, right?
yeah, it is a rather large one.
It is a rather large one that totally.
Moving on from the size of Basil's pistol. Moving on swiftly.
Sometimes it does operate swiftly. Yes, we're walking, we're looking.
Yeah, so you get out into the corridor. You're in the upstairs of Albrook. You can see. I said there's also with the doctor's offices lining the walls on one side, and some few like storerooms and closets on the other side. There's a window at the end that overlooks the front of the building. And you heard the sound of a footstep on the stair on the main stair. It sounded deliberately quiet, like somebody was trying to move quietly and not quite succeeding.
Can I do a stealth check myself?
You want to try and sneak up on the person that's trying to sneak up on you?
Yeah, let's have a sneak off.
Yes. Roll me stealth. Let's see who's the sneakiest involved here.
Okay. 1 second. There we go. Hard success.
Yeah, you creep up, gun drawn, towards the top of the staircase. It's dark. There's not really any light here. There's a faint bit of moonlight coming through a window, but really, really nothing to see by. So it's just this dark hallway. But you can hear the sound of somebody moving, the creak of a floorboard, and muffled as someone stands on something in the dark. And you can tell that they're moving towards you. Like you're crouched here, and they're getting closer and closer. And they can just make out this shadowy human form, just like half a meter away from you in the dark.
So I'm gonna wait until they get past me, and then I'm gonna do the classic freeze and put the gun up to their head.
The figure instantly freezes. You place the gun to the back of their head.
That was a good choice. Who are you?
It's like you were outside before. It's Ernest Marsh.
That was the guy that we found in the bushes, right?
Yes,
And
the guy sneaking around in the bushes outside yesterday morning.
Okay, so I just put a gun to the back of Ernest's head. I almost feel bad. Turn around slowly so I can verify that it's you.
It's dark. The figure turns around. You still can't see who it is.
Shit. Okay, I can't. Maybe that's why I was so good at sneaking. All right, back towards the light. Walk slowly or I'll shoot you in the face.
Moving slowly.
Very
Please
good.
don't shoot me. I wanted to see what they were doing.
Okay. All right, watch out for the floorboard.
Sorry.
You did not do what I told you. It was your other left. It was your other left.
I got my foot stuck on the. And you move back into the light, and you can see the light of the fire burning in the office where you were reading, and the others you see as Basil walks into this room with in front of him this reddish-haired, slightly terrified, pale-looking youth. Looks to be probably about 20. I think you also met him outside the other day, so you recognise Ernest Marsh.
Right.
This slightly sort of.
Did we get his name? His full name?
We did.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Okay.
we didn't.
No, you didn't actually. No.
Right.
Ernie. You recognise Ernest from outside.
But we
Sorry,
didn't
I
get the full name.
Yeah,
I'm
I have it
sorry.
written here in my notes. So yeah, you recognise Ernest from outside.
I'm gonna put my gun down. You can understand. It's nothing personal. We got along very well the first time we met. Just you startled me. You scared me. So I'm gonna put my gun away. I'm gonna shake your hand. I'm gonna apologize. I'm sorry.
I didn't.
I know you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong.
I don't know what they were up to in here. Like I know
understand.
you
Was it?
tried to send me
Was
away,
it your
but
car outside then?
I don't have a car.
That's what's confusing me. I'm sure there's a car I heard of.
Did you see somebody come or leave?
There was a. No, there were 3 cars outside when I got here. I went in. There was someone else coming out. I hid, and there was a man. I didn't get close to him in case it was him.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a good idea. He's not the nicest of people.
Was it him?
Well,
Is what Nora said true? Is he here?
Possibly. Oh, and is there enough light from the fireplace that I can get a very good look at his face?
Yes, you can.
Can I? Is there something I can roll to say, connect him? Say, you look a lot like Eleanor from the rest.
I don't think you need a roll for this. He looks strikingly like Eleanor, the maid you met. Yes, they have the same reddish hair, the same sort of quite wide, almost bulging-looking eyes. Like they're not necessarily like good-looking people. There's something. I'm trying to be polite here about these two.
But I'm pretty sure Eleanor had mentioned about Ernie as well in conversation.
I didn't remember
or something.
Yeah, you heard mention of him. I think when you first got to you heard mention that Ernie had been up at Albrook. Looking into it.
Okay.
Yeah, he does look a lot like Eleanor.
The sorcerer is here, but he's down in the basement.
Okay, he's not.
No, he's not in this room.
Here.
No.
Yeah, Nora came back from work.
Nora?
Last night. Eleanor, my sister.
Oh, Eleanor. Okay. Yeah, she came.
Talking about she was in. All right, she said the sorcerer was here. She tried to poison him, and
It
she
almost got us too.
poisoned some other people.
That was us.
She poisoned you? Oh, I'm so
Well-
sorry.
Well, not very
Well-
well, but yeah.
She thought we were with Pendergast. It was an honest mistake.
That's him. Do you know what is he? Do you know he's back here hunting, or is he here for
That-
something else?
He's, well, to our knowledge, anyway, mine. He's here researching some machine that would grant limitless power and possibly some other things. I don't know if he's hunting. I mean, Eleanor seemed to think he was.
I think he's here for something else. Don't know what. So we'll see. But I think no. Freak up.
Limitless power in his hands?
I mean, like energy, like electricity, not like metaphorical,
Oh,
Yeah, what he said.
but
Yeah.
like this.
I don't really understand the electricity. We
Science stuff.
don't have it at home.
I mean, not yet, but once you've got the cable down and everything, then everybody can get electrical lighting.
I don't think, like, what's wrong with candles? And like,
I mean, they burn your house down if you forget them.
I mean, look, we never. Ma never saw the point of getting gas lamp either.
I mean, they do that too, and electric light don't, right? So that's a benefit. Not sure how cheap that becomes, but you know.
It's probably best though you
It's like
leave here
podcasting.
and, it's probably not the safest thing being here at the
They're
moment.
bad.
No, not for you.
Yeah, it's probably
Give me a good boat any day.
So
Sure.
is there? I guess I'm just confused. Hunting. There's a vendetta. Like, what is going on?
This is when we told you that Pendergast doesn't seem to age, that he hunts people, harvests their hearts.
He's picking on my dear beloved Ernie and his family.
Well, his family line.
My
Is there anything about you specifically? You all? Your family?
We talked about this, Basil. You might have been out of it a bit. Some irregularities in.
Wait. I thought that the first thing that I remember today was just now with the book.
No, we had other conversations today.
I thought that was Oh. Okay. Oh. A realization. A very embarrassed Basil kind of like puts together. I'm gonna sit down now. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna stop talking.
I'm just curious because we haven't heard anything from the others. I'm wondering what's happened, and I'm worried about that car. I'm not sure if someone new has arrived or someone's left.
We should figure that out, but we can't really risk having them come up here right now. with Ernie.
So there's supposed to be 3 cars down there, right? Ours, the one of Pendergast,
2 cars and like a
Collingwood.
cart, I guess, was the third one.
Oh,
Actually.
Collingwood?
Okay. The thing that's
Oh yeah, no,
about-
Collingwood had a cart. Yes, there would be 3
Yeah.
cars.
So
Exactly.
It should be free.
I can't count. Oh, are there 3 cars?
But Ernie
So-
probably can't count anyway, so
Let's just look out the window and see if there's still 3 cars down there. I mean, that would be the obvious thing.
You look out the window.
No, I'm going to continue
It is
reading.
dark.
Ah,
I'm going to continue reading. I don't care.
I will go check. I
Yeah.
will go check for the cars. And I shoot a very embarrassed look over towards the man I stole the gun on. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
do you take
I
any candle or anything with you?
I have a lighter.
probably need to. Well, should we go with him?
I'm going with him.
Yeah, I think Ernie, you probably need to make your way out of here somehow.
Yeah, don't stay here with these people.
No, it's not the best of places to be.
I just wanted to know what was going on. I needed to know if we were in danger or if everyone was in danger.
I would assume, just for your benefit, I would say yes.
I mean, you specifically, yes. Don't think that we're in general humanity problem danger.
We're looking into this at the moment. We don't know what's going on ourselves.
Right. Well, Sorry for disturbing you. I didn't know you were here. I didn't know you were still here. I didn't know you were.
No.
Nora,
not sure what we're
Nora's
doing.
version of the story did not make a lot of sense. She was just mainly upset that she always poisoned someone.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of wine.
No, but we got better.
Yeah, I promise not to try and kill you.
Thank
I
you.
wouldn't be very good at it anyway.
Sorry about the gun.
No. I probably would have done that. Like if I had a gun, yeah. Anyway, I should probably leave. The cars.
Yeah,
And
I'll go.
let's
check
go.
on that.
And you head downstairs. Are you all going? Or is
No,
anyone
I'll
still
continue reading.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm
Avery's
going with
upstairs
Luthen.
still reading.
I'll probably. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll go. I'm curious. I heard it in the first place. I'm determined there was a
Alright.
car.
So leaving Avery upstairs with his book, the rest of you head downstairs, out into the night, down the big staircase, through the dark and empty abandoned sanatorium, and out into this gravel drive area at the front. And there you see your car is still there. There's a car you don't recognize. There is the cart thing that was used to pull up all the big machinery the other day. Pendergast's car is not there.
Ah. So I'm going to guess then that this car we haven't seen is from Collingwood.
Would I have seen it when I helped with the trunk and stuff?
Yes, actually, you would have seen his car. Yeah, that's Collingwood's car outside.
Yeah. So yeah, it's ours and Collingwood's.
Well, maybe we should make our way down and see if they're still here or if they left.
Well, I think this must be still here. Pendergast wasn't in the best of moods before when he wandered off, so he must have taken his car. But let's check on him and see what's going on.
So
Martin? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
You go.
Martin, can I just ask you something? It might be a strange question.
It's okay. You can ask anything you want.
I feel like this is a moment where solidarity is kind of needed because we're facing down a lot of big stuff we didn't necessarily anticipate, like a couple weeks ago. Where are you on all of this? Like, do you want the gate to open? Do you want the energy? Do you want to own it? Do you think it's a bridge too far? Where are you at with this?
I think all of those are the right answer. That's where I'm at the moment. Idea gate to a new place and messing around with time, I'm not comfortable with that because I don't think we know enough of it. The energy could be useful, but I think it could be useful for a lot of industries, new source of electricity. It could change the world for everyone if we had a better source of energy than what we have now, but it needs to be done slowly, carefully, and to make sure, because things like this, new discoveries always come about new weapons and new ways to kill each other. It's just silly.
And it's a battle of resources, and I suppose what I'm getting at, Martin, is I probably trust you too much. Mostly because I feel like I can. But even if everything worked out and we just got all that energy, there'd just be a big target on your back. And you might be sort of comfortable with slowly integrating this into society. Hell, it could even be profitable, right? Like a small invention here you prolong all of it. But
True.
I just don't. Everyone seems to know everybody else. There always seems to be another book, another person, another entity. It feels unending. And I'm the opposite way. I don't care about the energy. I care. Well, I kind of do, but it's the time. I'm soaked in it. It means everything to me.
Well, I'm interested in the theory. There's a number of people at Cambridge who came up with ideas on time travel. Nothing they came up with seemed to come up with anything solid, but they certainly had ideas.
I know.
For example, some of the ideas they had were if you travel back in time, are you traveling back in your own time, or is there a separate timeline you're stepping into? Or do you automatically create new timelines every time you go back?
I want all of that to be true. I want all of that. I
It's
want
all
all of that to be
confusing.
true, so I can pick. But it's beautifully confusing, and that's the problem. Every. I just read a book about that solved the case for us, about opening up a gate to the sun, and it's the worst thing I've ever heard of, Martin. But now I want to see it. Do you
Well,
see how
sounds-
dangerous this stuff is?
It sounds a better book than the one I was reading. Mine had a three-headed duck in.
A three-headed fucking duck.
Exactly.
Wait, what? Wait, what are you reading?
Some strange dream journal. I mean,
A dream journal?
but must have been cheese dreams or something. You never know.
Who the fuck journals their dreams?
I don't know. Whoever this person was, this Douglas
Douglas what?
Blake or something like that. Anyway,
Sounds like a bitch. I'm disgusted by a dream journal. Just absolutely pisses me off. A dream journal.
anyway, it's a strange read, but it kept me busy for a bit. But yes, I'm interested in everything, but I want it done carefully.
I'm interested in everything but the dream journal. All right, well, this feels like we're just going to be making some big decisions on the fly.
I think that's how it works.
All right. I got to go find... Wait, Nigel, did you come with us?
Yes, I did.
Oh, shit, you're standing in the
It's dark.
shadow. It's dark. Oh, shit, Nigel.
The disembodied voice of Nigel.
Oh, God, no, I knew this day would come. Come back, Nigel. Nigel,
Yes,
where
I'm
are
here,
you?
Basil.
You're always by my side. Thank you. How are you on this?
Where am I? I've seen some things so far.
Yes.
I haven't read anything yet, but I'm still deciding. It could be very dangerous. I mean, just what little you told me about what you read, can be devastatingly dangerous.
Well, not the dream journal. Do you want to read?
The three-headed duck sounds damn dangerous to me.
Just shoot it. What is it? Solves so many problems. Guns. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, maybe you just need bigger ones. Anyway, do you want to read the book?
I do, but in hopefully something of a controlled environment. Anyway, let's go find out who, if anyone, is still left.
Can I shoot them? I'm kidding. I don't want to shoot people.
Yes, you do. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay. As the three of you, wait, what are you doing with Ernie? Are you sending him off into the night?
Yeah, well, he should, for his own good. He should go.
Yeah, we probably
Yeah,
would have, once we got to the front, we sort of would have encouraged him to go.
Yeah, as you guys start talking about books and time gates and things, he's just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, good.
Scurries off
Hey.
into the night.
Hey, I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah. Things happen. I'm sorry my sister poisoned you.
It's I
Tell your
just thought
sister
she
we
was a
said
bad
hi.
cook.
As the three of you head into Albrook, Avery, you had been left upstairs alone with your book as the others headed out
Yeah.
to investigate the cars. So you're there turning the pages. You hear footsteps approaching. The whisper of skirts, and you see a light, like a lantern light coming around the corner and into the room.
I'm gonna get a quick look up.
Miss Ward enters.
No. Hello.
I see you read more than the
Interesting.
pages Pendergast offered.
I mean, they make sense, and that now that's logic, so that's manageable. I need to look over the entire planning thing again. But I think I've got it. I think that makes sense somehow.
Thought you'd understand. You got it first before the. Your friends were doubtful, but we should have brought you here from the very beginning. You understand what we're trying to do here, right? And you see it in a way the others do not.
I mean, it's a dangerous thing to play with. It could a lot can go wrong on that one.
Yes.
So we need to be careful.
We're not playing with it.
Exactly.
You understand, this is something that can be done, but must be done carefully. And now you see how it can be done.
Yeah, if you want to smelt iron, it's getting hot, right? It's just the danger of the situation. If you want to have progress, you need to risk it,
Exactly.
and you need to make sure that the risk is
But
manageable.
I should probably take that off you now.
Hmm?
The book. The safekeeping.
Oh, you need it back? Sure. How far did I get through the rest?
You've read a good you've given the book a full read from cover to cover by now. There's some bits you would definitely like to reread to fully understand. But yeah, you've given it a good read.
Well, I'll give it to her and say I need probably reread that later on once it's settled a little. But I think I understand.
Where did the others go?
I think they had a car or something. I don't know.
Someone leaving?
Huh?
Have you seen any sign of Pendergast?
I mean,
Has he
yeah.
come back yet?
Did he leave?
Earlier, he's having doubts, I think.
About what?
This whole endeavor.
Wasn't he the one that was so focused on the whole thing?
His focus slips sometimes.
What's making him doubt?
He doesn't trust technology that much. He's a little old-fashioned in many ways. He fears we've brought too many people in, that he doesn't trust any of you, that we could have kept the circle smaller, closer. That's why he only wanted to bring Pavel here, not you. The fewer people involved, the better, he said. I think you have to sometimes open your mind and open it to possibilities. And new people potentially can help with this. But
New ideas?
New ideas. But he has his own ideas at times. They can be troublesome. He is a difficult man to work with.
Why do you say that?
He is, a lot older than I am, and in some ways knows a lot more. Sometimes I feel he sees me nothing more as a foolish girl dabbling in things I don't understand.
I mean, that's just old people in general, right?
Yeah, yes. I mean, you must understand. Like, yeah, they see you're young and they think you don't know anything.
I mean, how would we? We only learned in the entire life, right?
But some people can go an entire lifetime and learn less than a 10-year-old child.
That's kind of sad.
Yes. Look, I need to know. Avery? Can I call you Avery?
Yeah, sure.
If Pendergast were to turn against us, if he were to try and stop us...
Why would he? Just hypothetical. Okay.
Hypothetical. Or even one of the others, one of the people that came with you. If they were to turn against us, try to stop this, you'd stand with me, right? You understand how important this is.
I mean, yeah, I understand how important this is. I'm not sure if I'm good at helping if they decide to, violently destroy something, or I mean, I can repair stuff, but I'm not,
Well,
I'm not the fisticuffs kind of guy.
no. I mean, I'm not exactly
I mean, you can make people forget things.
Sometimes, but human minds are fickle things, and sometimes all that achieves is making them very angry, even if they forget why they're angry at you. But what was I saying? Look, The detectives, they're armed, right, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not asking you to jump in from a bullet, but if it comes to a fight, they're the ones that are dangerous.
Well, I mean, yeah, guns are dangerous, obviously. I'm still not in the situation why there would be any problems at all, but you know.
I like to think of the future. You know that.
Yeah.
So I like to look ahead in case things were to go wrong. And look, we should probably go find where they went. It's a bit late at night for everyone to be wandering around out on their own. But,
yeah. Let's
also,
go.
I left Collinwood downstairs with Dave, and I don't he looked like he was half asleep, but that man he has me. I can never fully trust where he's gonna jump.
Well, then let's go and take a look.
Sometimes it turns out to be
right?
into the damn Thames, and that went very badly.
I mean, if somebody's trying to drown you, he was yelling something about that, I think. I mean,
no one was trying to drown him until he jumped into the Thames. When you're trying to escape from a cult of water-worshipping people, do not jump into a river.
I guess that should be self-explanatory, but I mean,
honestly,
if you're panicked, you don't really think that much. I would assume.
Panicking never solves the situation.
Exactly.
Right,
So let's just go down and check if he's still there or if he's done something stupid.
Oh,
and I'm gonna grab her and I'm gonna take her hand and I'm gonna walk forward.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So as the three of you downstairs head into the building, you see with a lantern. Miss Ward's still got the lantern, but Avery, you've got her hand as you head out onto the stair and head down the stairs. So those two are heading down as the other three head back into Albrook.
Oh. And do we see the light coming down the steps?
Yes,
and
yeah, you see
we
the
can
light.
see them.
She has a lantern.
Miss Ward, Avery.
I was looking for you.
Well, we were looking for you. We thought we heard a car leave, and we went to look to see. We hadn't gone downstairs to the basement yet, but we thought maybe you all had left us here.
No one came back for a long while. I thought I'd better check that everyone was still alive and well. And you've not seen Pendergast, have you?
No. But his car's gone. We've been doing some light reading in the meantime.
No, don't worry. You can drive with ours. It's fine.
Well, Collingsworth's car's here as well. But it is getting late. Probably all need to get back into the main town. I don't know who's staying here and who's... Well, we've still got the hotel.
We need to get
head back to Brighton at this hour, or stay here for the night? There's enough rooms you could.
Well,
it's sparse livings, but at least no one will try and poison us up here.
Honestly,
I feel safer here than I do down in Brighton.
I mean, is there a kitchen here that still has food? I mean, we haven't. We've been here all day.
With us, we have. I've got some bread and some cheese.
I am not eating cheese and no.
I have some bread and some. I brought a jar of marmalade.
Marmalade. I like
we
marmalade.
can toast it on the fire. Toast and marmalade.
You really don't want to go back in town, do you?
Someone tried to poison me. It
I
was
understand.
very unpleasant.
I understand. I need a shower.
A shower.
Bath. I'm sorry. I need to bathe.
Well, the city's not far away.
We can heat a basin of water over the fire.
We could just take a dip in the water down in the basement. It's plenty deep.
Yeah, why don't you swim to the bottom and tell me how deep it is, Nigel?
Oh,
I'm going back to town. Can I have the car keys? Anyone who wants to go?
Can you drive?
Yeah.
That's all.
Basil Bloomsworth. Of course I could drive.
I think I will elect to stay here for the night.
I have a
Sure. I'm gonna sit there and fight with myself, giving you those car keys.
Had Pendergast checked out a hotel, or was he staying here?
He stayed in the hotel last night, and then the night before that we were up here.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was staying here. I'm just wondering where he's gone to, whether he's gone back to a hotel or somewhere else.
Look, I'm not that man's keeper.
Oh, I know.
No, you're our
Is
keeper.
anyone?
Yeah. I have a suggestion. You guys go and check up on Pendergast. He seems a bit getting cold feet or something. I don't know.
He did seem distracted earlier.
Yeah. He seems like he's worried about something. Just you guys check up on him. I'm making sure that she's fine up here.
Yes, that makes sense. So some of us go and check on Pendergast to make sure.
And I'm handing the car keys like I really, really don't want to.
I'll take it because I probably paid for the car.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I'm giving them to Martin.
It's like,
Because I'm
Yeah,
not
it's probably very
trusting
much
David's
Martin's
driving.
car. Like, he's the one of you that has money.
I've probably bought it. Yeah, well, not bought it.
Or rented.
Rented it, yeah.
So it makes sense. So who wants to head into town? I mean, we can always return once we've checked everything's okay with Pendergast at the hotel. We could even pick up some supplies.
I think
from
that's
the
a great
hotel.
idea. That's a great idea. I'd like to head back, check on things. Oh, Avery, well, when you see Collingwood, try not to talk about fish people.
Why?
He seems to be extremely agitated by even the thought of them.
Oh, maybe he met one.
He
Yes.
most certainly did. He met quite a few.
Are they
We had
all
a run-in
evil?
with him on the Thames.
They've been nice to us. They've been really nice to us.
They're here?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few. I think we
Yes.
should all see.
Yes.
You've
Yeah, they
seen
even
them?
asked about you. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, as in the water, or
Yes.
Yes.
In the water, yeah.
the
there's-
hybrids?
No.
What?
Didn't. Well, I don't know.
Why did you say it like that? The hybrid.
No idea.
Yeah,
There
you
are
said that with
some-
a sneer.
I mean, they were not human
Look.
looking.
I have
Exactly.
never decided to have. It takes a certain. Look, there are some people who, at some point in their family history, decided to have
Relations?
relations with the creatures of the sea.
Well, families can
The
be
product of
complicated.
that being hybrids.
I don't like the way you say hybrid. It makes me feel Okay, so
Look,
Oh,
they make me somewhat uncomfortable. Looking at them reminds one that at some point, some human looked at a deep one.
A
No,
what?
no.
Does that mean there's
Anyway.
also like sheep men and like dog people and horse people?
centaurs?
probably
Would
snake
that be a
people.
minotaur?
There's probably this conversation's getting rather strange. Is there anything you'd like from town, Miss Ward? Because we'll be just going to town, checking on.
Yes, some more
Pendergast.
bread would be great.
see
Another
if we
jar
can-
of marmalade and a bottle of wine.
Any particular preference for preserves?
Just some orange marmalade.
Or orange? All right.
We'll come up with a selection. It's okay. So we'll check on everything in the town, and we'll probably return. Well, I don't know. We could probably return tonight. It's only a short drive anyway.
I mean, the shops will be shut.
Oh, that's a good point. We'll bring stuff up tomorrow, and
Who's going to sell you marmalade at 7 o'clock in the evening?
We could get some from the kitchen, I'm sure, at the hotel.
Oh, yes, good point. You are in a hotel. Well, if you return here, feel free to return here. If not, I am going to find the most comfortable-looking padded cell in the building to make a bed out of.
All right then.
sounds a plan.
So, to be clear, Nigel, Basil, and Martin are heading down to Brighton, leaving Avery and Miss Ward up at Albert.
Miss Ward Avery and his book.
Miss Ward, Avery's book, Colin Wood, and Dave. We must not
yes.
forget Dave.
And
How could we?
Nordstrom.
Oh, and Nordstrom. See, there's always more people. Okay.
And,
Nordstrom just there with his machine. He's very busy.
And there's the various fish people as well.
And half a dozen fish people. It's actually quite busy up here. Yeah, so the three of you head out to the car, and Avery, are you going downstairs to check on Collinwood, or are you doing anything else?
I'll stick with Miss Ward.
She says, I think I can handle my own sleeping arrangements.
Oh yeah, obviously. I was just gonna.
Go find me if there's any trouble.
Sure. And
I'll be doing something like I'm not going to bed yet. I have some reading to do before bed.
I see.
If
Sure, I'll go and find the others and check if they're alright.
Yes. If Collinwood has disappeared or is, please come and let me know. If he's just stressing about horrors of the deep, just I don't know.
Put him in the highest room.
There's a bottle of whiskey in that box over there.
That sounds like a plan.
Half a bottle of whiskey that should calm him right down.
I'm just gonna take that with me when I'm going down.
Good thought. Yeah. Okay, so you head downstairs. The other three head outside. As you head out, the car. Who's driving? And because it is now, dark out, I am going to ask for a roll here.
Well,
I'm going to ask for a drive auto roll for whoever's driving.
As the money's man, I'm sure you have the best drive skill.
Oh yeah, I've spent loads of points on this.
I have 20 points.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. I'll drive. I mean, I'll drive carefully. You're waiting for a roll. That's a fail.
Okay, so as you set off, you get in the car. You think, this is dark. This is a windy sort of country road down the hill. The wind is coming off the sea with quite a force. There's some like dark corners on the road.
Visibility.
Some dangerous parts. You have this moment thinking, ooh, I'm not sure if it's safe to drive down to town in the dark. And here you have the choice of, do you want to push on and push that roll and drive despite knowing it's dangerous, or accept the fail and not go down to Brighton?
I think at this point, knowing how good my dice roll is and how skilled I am as a driver,
or you can spend 20 points of luck here to succeed.
I could.
I haven't got 3 hands to make your third offer.
No, it's okay. I'll probably go back. It makes sense. I'm not one to take silly risks. Not at the moment. It is very dark, and we don't exactly have street lights up here.
No. So you drive out the gate, and the little thing is just turn around and drive back in.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That was a quick trick.
I think, I'm not comfortable. It's too dark. We left it a bit late to head to town.
Yeah.
How far is it into town from where we are?
I think 20 minutes walk or something like
miles. It was like an hour's walk,
okay.
I think, at some point.
Okay.
The distance has, I will admit,
changed.
been somewhat nebulous.
Yeah, we probably should have walked with Ernie,
but when you're not familiar with
a couple of hours in the dark, at least.
I was going to say, the distance gets longer in the dark.
Definitely.
It's science.
And it's longer if you're walking into the wind. That is definitely science.
100%.
And there'd probably have to be a navigate roll anyway.
Martin, are you just circling around taking us back?
Yeah, I think.
I won't lie. I did not anticipate how. That's a good choice. I didn't think it'd be this hard, but it certainly is. It's just who all is in the vehicle with us again? I just want to make sure it's
just you three
minus
Avery's
detectives and Martin.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Did you all notice that Mr. Collins was holding hands with Ward?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, I hadn't noticed that, but yeah, I've got issues with Miss Ward, as you may have guessed. I'm not overly fond of her.
I have no idea who our allies See, and amongst our ranks, we have differing positions, but ultimately we all want to do the right thing. There's some solidarity there. I don't really like. Okay, I need to be nicer to Collinsworth. Like, he is a bit of a knucklehead, but I don't think he's a bad person. Definitely an intellectual thief.
He's a bit scatterbrained.
He is, and a little. I mean, he's a scamp. Ward is. I don't think she's a villainess, but she's definitely not striking me as a good person, which is fair enough because I don't know if any of us are good people, truly. And Pendergast is a monster.
Yes.
A charming monster, a monster that I do kind of like, if I'm being honest, but a monster
Okay.
nonetheless. What? He let me read his book.
That, from my point of view, that was not a favor.
That's a very good point.
Well, that's the outcome, not the action. But we did solve. We now know what happened definitively.
There's that.
What do you mean? There's that?
Well, you've been rather tight-lipped on it, so I'm gonna have to read it myself. But
Well, I mean, it's like a paragraph or like three paragraphs of hell. But you'll see. It's hard to explain. It's not like I'm a scientist. I don't have words.
no, that's true.
Well, this is it is a bit of confusing. We don't know who's on whose side at the moment.
Well, we're on our side.
That's a good. Well, Pendergast, I agree. I believe he's a monster.
Yes,
He's,
without doubt.
if we're just going on the rumours and stories we've heard, he may have killed people, a number of people, hunted people, or been around for a very long time.
Yeah, I think he's a literal monster.
Yes, he could be. That's the thing. Miss Ward, I personally think she's foolish, naive, and silly. She's very clever, though, but she is. I think she's making too many risks to try and speed this up to make headway. That's what I'm concerned about.
I'm concerned. I have a lot of concerns. I mean, it's like we have the fate of the literal world on our shoulders, but then we have individuals also kind of needing us. Like, it's weird. Eleanor tried to kill all of you, but I'm really sympathetic towards her.
Well, I don't.
It was accidental.
Yeah, it was accidental.
But
it was
that's
not meant.
That's my point.
It was not meant. It was not directed at us specifically. It's only due to the chance of us being at the same table with him.
Right. And then we have Ernie, and then we have the fish people do kind of like weird me out, but I don't have I'm not just gonna take people's words that they're evil. And I don't like that Ward is calling the way that she said hybrid. I didn't really necessarily like that. And for all I know, she has some animus towards them.
Well, they are a hybrid, though. I mean, Eleanor did tell us. Well, you were indisposed, but she did tell me while I was questioning her about it that her family did have relations with Selkie. So they are hybrids.
Yeah, but it's the way she said it.
The intent. Yeah, I get it.
There was contempt. I know what contempt is.
There could be from her upbringing, to be fair. She is born from nobility.
Yeah.
I've got issues with nobility myself at the moment. So
and you deal with me every day, Basil, so you know what contempt is.
Yeah. And I can almost spell it. I'm just saying there's so much going on, and I have my own conflicts because I know that machine and everything related to it is bad, but it's so interesting. So why am I doing this?
It has potential, for great good, but there's a lot more at risk.
Yeah. Like the silver monster coming through it. Yeah, that haunts my dreams.
Speaking of dreams, well, let's see if Mr. Hargreaves dreams of Miss Sword again this evening.
Well, hopefully less the poison and whatever else it was she put in it. But
probably mayonnaise. That shit's terrible.
It could have been. Wine did taste a bit off, so we'll better get back anyhow.
So are you,
That-
you're heading back into Albrook for the
Yes.
with
Yeah.
with defeat in our eyes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you head back into Albrook, before we finish for tonight, we're just going to see as Avery heads downstairs to look for Collinwood. Downstairs in the cave, you see Pavel still tinkering away on the machine. Dave still standing silent watch over the scene. And Collinwood scribbling away. Tongue between his teeth. Then he whipped out his gun. No. Seem right.
There's a certain way you do it. Probably doesn't know how.
I'm gonna look him over the shoulder. I'm just nodding and I continue to Nordstrom.
Oh, Avery. God, it's
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
late.
yeah. I'm understanding this, certainly.
You understand it?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. You think we're on the right track with this?
I need to look that over again to be sure, but I think maybe potentially.
Yeah. Do you want to press on through the night, or do you want to we start again in the morning? I mean, I'm full for going.
Ah,
lots
sleep is
of...
overrated.
Yeah. We're on a roll. We're on a roll. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Nothing has ever gone wrong building machinery without having slept enough.
So as Pavel and Avery set to work on the machine as the night draws in, as the others admit defeat on the driving front and return to Albrook, that is where we will finish for today.